you currently have 2 of the top 10 most in-demand artists out of Africa. That's not guesswork. There has to be a science about it.
I'm very hungry for more. But then, if you want to see more than the artist, it doesn't really work. It's not enough to just have a vision. If you say, I want to be like Michael Jackson, you have to go and take pains to go and research, why was Michael Jackson Michael Jackson? What did Michael Jackson do to get to become Michael Jackson?
At what point did you meet the band? Where did you meet?
We met in the studio. I said, I will make sure that you are the youngest living African legend at the time, because we were young, we were still young.
That.
Ask him, he will tell you word for word. I was really very confident with my musical capabilities.
Had you ever thought that you would one day become a record label boss, or maybe even be as huge as JJC was at the time?
I was fine being number 2.
Did you know what next at that particular point?
The only thing that was in my head at that particular time was vengeance or show off. And then I was like, I'm going to use the band to do it.
How do you scout?
For somebody like Ira, there was a space for a teenage Afrobeat superstar from Nigeria that we want to make sure becomes global. So it was very intentional. And immediately I saw her, I was like, this is it.
Tell me, Don, what makes a song or an artist go viral? Hi, Don. So I need to start by saying that I believe you are one of the most enigmatic minds out of Africa, right? And it's such a delight to be able to unravel the genius that is you today. So thank you so much for being here. I really don't know exactly where to begin, but I think I'd like to start from the humble beginnings. I got thinking, now for context, this podcast is primarily about myself learning and gleaning a whole lot from your wealth of knowledge, and then the cameras capturing it to ensure other people are able to get a taste of the beauty. Okay? So I got thinking, from where exactly do I begin? So I think I'll start from here. Here you go. Let's start from the humble beginnings. Okay. I think I need to add this also. So this DonJazzt that we see and respect and love today started from there. And so I would like for you to tell me how growing up was. How much of your childhood has affected, right, the person that you are today?
Okay. Well, we can start with this one. This is myself. This is my dad. I don't know how old I was. I can't actually even remember that picture. So my dad has always been in the music industry or entertainment. He has also dabbled into acting at some point, but then primarily he has a music production company called Sagittarius Productions years back, and then he also and his friends, they started an association to represent and fight for artist managers, so called AMAN. So it's Artist Managers Association of Nigeria. It's been running for years. So pretty much growing up, I've just been in a music house. My mom was in the choir and always encouraged me to, join them. So it wasn't even, I can't remember if there was any time that I was rebelling and didn't want to even do the music. I've always
so it was more or less natural.
Yeah, it was natural for me. It's not, looking at it now, I don't know if it's by environment per se now, because it's not all my siblings that are music inclined. My immediate younger brother can care less. It doesn't he has no musical notes. I've tried several times to say, okay, come and join us and do this and do that. He said, yo, I don't want to do that. Apart from the Prince, which is the last one.
Okay.
So it was. So I would say this music thing, if you love it.
Would you say you were born with the inclination?
I think so. You just love the music that you hear and you're curious about how it's made, and you just go with the flow.
You know, I heard that growing up, you demonstrated quite some ingenuity music-wise. I heard that from the age of 4, you started opening yourself to musical instruments. I heard before 12, you could play the traditional percussion.
Yes.
You could play the bass guitar. You could play drums.
Yes.
How?
See, I've been trying to put this in together. I don't know. Like, the percussions it comes naturally to me. Everywhere I am, I just start drumming.
Doing stuff.
But for like string guitars, like bass guitar and things like that, that one it came from just being curious about the music that I hear, and there's something that I'm hearing inside there that I really liked how it was sounding, and I wish that I could do it. Just be hearing like the bass. I just was spoiled. I just really liked the way bass guitar sounded, and I was just looking forward to the first day I will find it. And then I see it like this.
And then when did you find it and where?
In my church.
Wow.
Yeah, the first place was the church. Normally, in Nigeria, the first place that you see musical instruments, that you have your first encounter to music instruments, and you have free access to, is the church. So shout out to my church.
Your church,
Yes.
right, was in what particular geographical area? You know, doing a whole lot of research.
My church has been in the same place that it has been since I was born.
In Ajegunle?
Yes, Ajegunle, Awodera Estate.
Wow. Okay, so to be very, very, very clear, did you grow up in an estate within Ajegunle?
Oh no, I was born in Umuahia, but then from when I started understanding myself in Lagos, we were in
Understanding.
yes, we were in some place, Umba Street, in Ajegunle. It was not that, it was on the road to Awodera Estate. So we graduated to that Awodera Estate.
Daddy's business was booming. A bit.
We shall graduated.
Okay. So you started to live in Awodera Estate, and
Yes.
then from there, your church was right.
The church was there since already before.
And it's still there.
Yeah, and it's still there. We're actually renovating at the moment.
That's amazing. That's you giving back to the
Yes.
system that blessed
Yeah.
you. Thank you. I'm still going to talk about your philanthropic efforts, maybe much
Anyway.
later, if time permits, because there's still so much juice to cover.
Yeah, no problem.
Not every time do I get the chance to be speaking with perhaps Africa's most accomplished record label boss. And so I need to talk. Hey, you started again.
We thank the Lord.
Typical humble Jazzy. Okay, so there's so many things I really want to ask, but because of my time, I'd like to move straight to some other very intricate details. I know you grew up in Ajegunle, and at some point you had to move to Egbeda, right?
Yes.
And then at some point, just like typical of every normal Nigerian child who grew up in Lagos, had educated parents who wanted them to also be educated, you had to go to the university.
Yes.
Talk to me about how that was. You'd always loved music.
This is no university. This one is Federal Government College, Lagos, Ijaniki.
This was Ijaniki.
Yes. And this.
How was it?
Funny enough, I actually
what was it
remember
like?
this.
What was it like?
It was fun. It was nice. My JS 1, 2, 3. Obviously, I didn't really like boarding house per se. But in my senior days, I started liking it more.
Enjoyed it.
Maybe I joined bad gang. So I remember back in the days, my JS1, JS2, I used to cry on visiting day when my parents used to come. Bless I cry these days.
What's it?
My dad came with a photographer to the school. It was a visiting day.
Why? He just
My
came.
dad likes to document everything.
That's interesting. Maybe that's why we're able to have stuff like
He
this.
likes to document everything. I have videos of me performing Ghana Harvard dance. Rosie, when I was 9 years old. My dad likes to document videos.
Okay, so since Daddy had always taught the music line, right? It would have been pretty much natural for him to see a child wanted to take after him, which was great. How about mommy? How open was she to...
Same difference. My mom she just knew that I liked it. She was in the choir, and in the choir, I now became Jugunu in the choir itself because
you were so good.
yeah, I was very good.
What church was it?
Cherubim and Seraphim.
Oh,
yeah, so I was very good.
Can I test your hymnal knowledge?
Hey, I might not know the number of the hymn.
Lókèdè ayọ̀ náà fún gbogbo ayé. Kọ́mọ́lọ́run ṣẹ́gun ikú ó ṣe. Títí pẹ́ láyọ̀ ròyìn náà. Ẹ̀mí mímọ́ tó dùn wá òde.
So,
good.
But you're singing the Yoruba version.
Yes. So there was an English one.
Yes, there's cherubim and seraphim, and there's kerubu and seraphu. So that I think there's the ionic one. So there's the Yoruba factor.
Yes,
one.
faction here. Then oh wow, but you were not in the Yoruba faction. You were in the other one.
The original.
The original.
I think there's one. Cherubim and Seraphim by Moses Orima.
Yes, Moses Orima.
Yeah, exactly. Then there's the movement or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Interesting. Hi there. I want to take a moment from this very thrilling interview to let you know the value of your viewership. Yes, thank you for doing this. Thank you for watching this very amazing and engaging interview, or rather, conversation. I want to take a moment to remind you that you should kindly click on the subscribe button because liking and subscribing and also turning on post notification will ensure two things. First, that you keep on seeing all the juice here, and number two, also helps us reach a whole lot more people. So kindly do so. Have you done it? All right, let's get back. So how did this guy, who was a bit awkward, GS1 to GS3, then SS1 to SS3, by reason of being a big boy at the time, who enjoyed school, move to the university? So for context, you loved music, you were exposed to music early enough. What informed your pathway academically? What course did you put in for? What did you try to do back at school? Who forced you to go to university? Why not music immediately? Tell me.
My dad obviously wanted everybody to be educated, but at some point, if the book is not really entering your head, I was brilliant in my DS. Like I said, DS1, DS2, DS3, SS1, but that SS2, SS3 like this, where I don't judge my guy. So I pretty much was just doing music things.
Okay.
I'll stop classes and just go and be doing music. In the holidays, I always just used to follow a couple of my friends from church that used to go and play live bands in different places. Like,
how old were you here?
I can't remember. 15, 16. Yes. So he say ridiculous. I don't understand. So we love going around playing for either weddings, birthday parties, mostly wakekeepings and burial.
And were you paid for them?
They will spray us.
They give us more jobs.
To spray us, they give us more jobs. And it's not whether we were invited or not invited. Okay. So sometimes we just randomly, because in Nigeria, sometimes they used to do parties and block the road. You know, like all those parties that just block randomly. So we'll just be strolling and be looking for where they're playing something. So
and they always accommodated you guys.
It's almost like an unwritten rule, yeah. If you see where live band people are playing and you stand near the band people, after a while, if you ask an instrumentalist that can I play, they will allow you play.
Wow.
As long as they're not playing like their own personal rehearsed songs, if they're just jamming to bunch of covers, as we call it now, or just bunch of Christian songs and things, they will allow you play. Like if I'm playing somewhere now, not concert though, I'm playing in a live gig or something, and I see somebody, he looks like he's a musician, he understands what I'm playing. From your movement, you understand what I'm playing. And the person is like, bro, speak at tap small. I will come out the guitar, give you, he go play. Yeah, so we just pretty much used to do that around Ajegule. Sometimes we go, it takes us to different places. First stack.
I'm sure that must have forged the love even more.
Yes, even more. Sometimes I will enter trouble when I come back home. Obviously, if you're from a good home where they don't want you to be out late in the night, they will still flog you. But if I come with money, I give mom say.
At this point, I need to say that I think you were able to have some balance that I dare say is unusual, particularly for people who grew up within your immediate environment. growing up, I grew up in a place called Ilukbeju, right?
Yeah.
I was flanked by Mushin and Oshodi.
Yeah.
I grew up in an estate within Ilukbeju. However, we had external influences from people from Mushin, Oshodi. You could tell.
You look in Ireland.
Aha! In the midst of.
When we moved to Egbeda, my brothers and the prince and listen, later their school, they had to go to one school that was an upgrade for them, and it was in Ilukbeju. When my dad now,
that was
it was a very big upgrade. So
my question is, for most of the people who grew up in Ajegunle type areas, there were usually this type of laissez-faire parenting of some point where
I don't
parents
understand
just
that English.
so by laissez-faire I mean so by that I mean more like carefree parents.
Oh,
people didn't really used to send. So how were you able to find
carefree in my own
that kind of? But you knew you were different from the average person in the environment.
Yes, most definitely. Our household, we used to say that it's like a boot camp for my entire generation, in the sense that it was you get trained by two different people. My dad is a very strict human being.
Oh.
He will beat you, he will flog you, he like discipline you. My mom will feed you from now till tomorrow. You understand? So like my cousins, and once we get to all this holiday time like this, they used to ship people to our house. Because my papa, you see this smile there. You will be looking at him on Instagram now. You say, hey, when Mr. Collins is coming through.
How much of that discipline would you say has forged some sense of responsibility into you to this very moment?
It's very, 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 very important to have that balance. There's the discipline, and it's not like he doesn't love us. He loves us, and so it's because of my dad now that I don't lie. So like no matter what it is that you've done, better say it, because my dad, he can know the answer, and this maybe he knows that this thing is always here, and he comes back and you have moved it from the place that it is. Who removed this thing? I don't know. I was cleaning the place and the thing just fell or whatever. Then you chop cane. You know, so there's no need to just do that. I have mark on my house, on my hand, to remind me, say, Ogbeni,
like
say
a
the
rainbow.
truth. Yeah, say the truth.
I mean, anytime I see your dad's image, first and foremost, like, this man is fresh, doesn't look his age. That's usually the first thing I got.
Yes, he takes care of himself.
And he's so gentle.
So there are a lot of things that I got from him. There are a lot of things that I got from my mom. Now, in his old age, nothing bothers him. If you do his high blood pressure thing, it's like a baby zone. So it's the same thing with me. I don't like, it's not too many things that you can say to me or do to me that really triggers me, gets to me like that. Like, this too shall pass. But my mom, that's where the whole generosity thing came from, which is like the gift and the cost. But yeah,
that's amazing. I think that's a very incredible blend, to be honest. It further reinforces my belief, right, in the fact that it's hard to dissociate a person's background, right, from how they turn out to be as an adult. I mean, anytime, I think from all you've said, from what I could gather, you are a perfect blend of both. Yes. We can see from this end. And I strongly believe, even though a whole lot of people online might beg to disagree, I'm sure that you're actually a very, 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 very solid disciplinarian. I'm sure we'll get into a lot more details.
In what context? I'm disciplined in a lot of ways, but I'm still see. That's my skill saver.
Wow. You guys should get this.
My skill saver is my wallpaper. The skill saver is discipline. To always remind myself, that's some things like we can decide to just be.
I get it.
Yeah, just nonchalant about it. Yeah. So just to remind myself that okay, there are some principles and there are some things that you should try and follow to just this journey that we're going is. So we're still on a long journey. Speaking
of your journey, something happened. I'll call it something life altering. I'll put it that way. In the year 2000, about 25 years ago, something happened in your life. Mm-hmm. You moved locations.
Yes.
And I'm not just talking within a state or within a country. In the year 2000, it was said that your uncle took you to the United Kingdom. What happened? You ran away from school.
You say I ran away from school? No, I left Ekuma, obviously. It's set for greener pastures and things like that.
So Jackpot done this.
You don't, of course. Wow. Of course, Jackpot done this. But my uncle was, at least he was better off than us at the time. And then it's at that time was a no-brainer to seek a better life in the UK at the time. And also I was useful. It's a different. I don't know if it might have been the same thing if from here I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything that I could offer, and I was going to London. At first, before I found my way into music, in like doing music in the UK, at least I made myself useful in the house, taking care of my uncle's kids and things like that. Making sure that clothes are ironed, making sure that the house is clean.
So you had started living with this uncle before you went abroad?
No, in the UK.
Okay, in the UK. Okay, in the UK.
So the thing is, at some point when he was young, my mom took care of him.
Oh.
You understand? So it was like
paying it forward.
Yes, exactly.
Payback, more or less.
Yeah. So to him, he said my mom is like his favorite sister, and this and so at this point, since he had the means, and he was like, okay, he wants to do something back for my mom, and yeah.
What's the first 3 months like moving to London?
It was pretty much just I wanted to hit the ground running.
You were how old when? You were how old at this time?
18 now.
18. Okay.
Yes. So I wanted to, when I was 17, turning 18. So yeah. So I wanted to hit the ground running immediately and just start working. I wanted to start working so that I'll be...
That phrase, hit the ground running, I don't want to
hear you. Well, it's okay. I know
you're not the only philosopher that uses that phrase.
Yeah, so, but at first it was just pretty much house chores, home things, making sure that the house was okay until they could find somewhere that I could work. Obviously, you can't work in the UK if you don't have like papers and things like that. So we had to first find somebody that could actually give me work, which now had to be somebody that was working in the church, somebody that was a church member that has like a security firm where they could slot me in one way or the other and I'll be getting paid.
So how did you move from musical genius in Nigeria to security guard?
I was first not supposed to be doing security guard, to be honest. I had knowledge of that time. It's not everybody that used to know how to type and use Microsoft Word and CorelDRAW and things like that.
How were you exposed to that back in Nigeria?
One of my auntie had like a business center.
Have you watched Slumdog Millionaire?
Yes.
How different experiences in his life, coincidences, always
everything. I'm telling you, everything comes.
Story of
yes. Everything plays a part in shaping you. You understand? So that's just that few time that I spent with my auntie in her business center, learning how to do Microsoft Word, do all those. I used to type what do they call those school teams when they give people assignments to go home projects. I used to type project. I've been typing projects. I used to do all those flyer both redeem with the upside down bed and the circle, and they say I don't design for CorelDRAW. So in London now, my uncle saw that I could do all that. I was helping them do their CV, do this one and this thing. So he now told the man in the church, say, he can actually help you in your office and be typing and be doing this thing. So he started as come and type in the security office, not necessarily to become security officer.
So what happened?
But the security people now, they will come, they will collect their, so I'm like in charge of them, they collect their uniforms, they do this one, they go to their work. But then they're supposed to be clocking in. So they're supposed to, like every hour or two, they're supposed to check in and say, okay, this is me checking in at so time, blah, blah, blah. And that's my job. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. But now, it then got to like maybe 3 weeks, 1 month, one security that was supposed to go to one uncompleted building. He was supposed to go to one uncompleted building in Bermondsey. Bermondsey, I think that was the place that time. And he couldn't make it. We didn't have any other security this day. And I had to fill in for the guy.
So you became a security guy out of sheer desire to be responsible.
Yes, because when you hear security, sometimes in Nigeria, people just think that is. We just wear uniform and it's uncompleted building. There are people who are still building. So when the workers finish around 6:30, 7 o'clock and go home, you are pretty much just supposed to be going around the building till morning patrol.
So you were patrolling till morning?
Yeah, you patrol small, you come, you clock in, you understand? You clock in that you've patrolled. The next one after that one was able to do like shop, like, McDonald's in West London. That's the security that I did. So it's not like I went to go and be fighting.
Sure. Mm-hmm. So how did you move from this cornucopia of how do I put it, coincidences to finding your foot enough in the United Kingdom to then begin to meet the guys who were your partners in destiny? I mean, there are quite a whole lot of them. Yes. We've heard names like Solek, we've heard names like Cass, we've heard JJC, and obviously your brother, the one with whom the entire vision really blew up.
Yes.
DonJazzt. Where did you meet them? How did you find the like minds? Were you just sitting there and once again coincidences, or you had known them from Nigeria?
No.
Talk me through the process.
Exactly. So in that church still, there's another person too now that after I don't vex for the security place because for the cold, after cold changing for you be coming back and you're white. And just like that's cool, change it for me. And there was one other guy in church that I kind of liked his lifestyle.
Within the church in the UK?
In the church in the UK. Me and him used to play. So if I play bass guitar, he will play the lead guitar. Uncle Fadikbe, I like him a lot. He's a very nice guy. So he will play the lead guitar, I will drum. And so he was very happy when I came into the church. That at least because before it was only him, he would just be playing. Sometimes he would play piano, sometimes he would play the lead guitar. So he was very happy that he saw somebody else that came and was versatile, could do different things. And I also started teaching some of the younger kids in the church how to handle some of the other instruments. If I'm playing bass, you play drum. If I'm playing drum, you play bass. I taught them to play some songs that we sing in the church. We pretty much used to sing almost the same songs every Sunday. So it was easy for them, the kids, to learn, the ones that had the ginger to learn it. So, and I told this my uncle. He used to drive flashy car and things. That's not my uncle, the guy in the church, Uncle Fadikbe. That he should hook me up. This London, young man trying to make money, this one. And I said, that this talent that I have, I can use it to make money. That he knows a lot of people that are into music normally, this not church song now, that are in the world or whatever. That he'll take me to one of those shows that they used to play here and hook me up with one of them, and maybe if they have gigs, they can be calling me. I said, put me on. So the first place he actually took me to was a show that one of his friends used to supply the instruments and things there, and he took me there. He called the guy and he told him, he said, say he's bringing one guy like this is a bad drummer. Say if the guy drum for you, say you enjoy this thing. I tell you, it was a Shina Peter show.
Wow.
Then yes,
Sir Shina Peter.
Yes, Sir Shina Peter.
His father, this same one.
Yes.
Another coincidence.
So exactly they happened. So I went to the event. So when I got to that event, they were doing sound check. I saw the drummer. The drummer was just going in. As the drummer was going in like this, I called my uncle. That the Fadikbe guy. I said, that drummer is better than me. I don't go. But I saw the bassist guy. The bassist guy was in the sound check. I said,
you sized him up.
I said, I go try that bass.
So you were so versatile that
at that point I could switch up.
It's remarkable.
It happened.
No. That's what I don't want to hear. There's a tendency for geniuses to think that what they do so easily, right, is normal for every other person. That is brilliant.
Exactly.
And shouldn't be downplayed.
I understand
What?
this. I understand this thing they are saying. So, which is why normally you see this type of talk, like when people say, "Oh, you have done this, you have done that." I don't really know like that because to me, it does the flow. So yeah, luckily for me that day, like I said, if people are jamming and you ask that you put me in coach, they were obliged. And that
it wasn't just in Nigeria; it was same.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it was Nigerians. Exactly. So, luckily for me, they were jamming, and I asked the guy told that his friend that she put me in, and they were busy spraying Sashina Peter. So it wasn't like they were performing like when we go for concert and you're performing a lineup of songs or whatever. So in those Fuji wedding parties or whatever, they just sing random songs, covers. They put me in, my brother. And Sashina Peters noticed that something was different in the back.
Tell me it was positive.
Yes, it was positive because it was juju music that they were singing, but my background of bass guitar playing is like Igbo type of playing. So it's like area. The way I play bass, you will notice that something has entered. But it was dope. It was dope. So he turned back. He looked, who be this one? Then they used to call me on Moibo don't tag guitar. You know what I'm saying? So it was from there, the guys in the band, they liked me and started calling me up. They took my number after they listened, started calling me up when they had different shows.
And that
was how I started meeting different other musicians. In one of the places that we went to perform, which was at for Sir Jide Cod, which is another juju musician as well. That was where I met Soji, Mr. Solek.
Yes.
Yeah, he used to play saxophone in that band. And
then how did you meet JJC? Then how did you meet
Mr. Solek? Mr. Solek now, me and Mr. Solek at some point and one other guy, we then decided to form a band that we can now be going out to perform.
How old were you at this point?
I don't know. At this time,
before 20.
No. At this point now, I did the live band thing for a while before meeting Solek. So let me see. Maybe I think about 2021.
No, 2001. 2001, you mean?
Yes.
Thereabouts.
Yes. So about that. So that's when myself, Solek, one other guy called Michael, we now decided to form a band. That time. So what year was So Solid Crew reigning in the UK? No. So if you can find out exactly when So Solid Crew was reigning in the UK, that's the time. Okay, yeah, Gen Z. Wow.
I'm not Gen Z. I actually escaped Gen Z by a year. By a year. Put some respect on that.
There was a group called So Solid that year. So when we wanted to do our own so what we were just
found it around. So at what point did you meet some young chap called Dapo?
Okay. So Cass comes into play first. So Cass saw me in my Solek days. We used to do juju music, but then he also, from the way we perform, the way I dress and things, you will know that hip hop did my body and things like that. I always used to wear cap, tie bandana, wear fake chain and things like that. So so Cass wanted to make some records and he came to meet me and said that please, that he heard that I'm the one that used to program the beats for Solek. Soji actually taught me how to use the keyboard, the programming keyboard thing that Mr. Solek himself on the keyboard.
Sorry to interject at this point. So, one of the things that fascinates me about you, like I told you from the beginning, this conversation is being recorded to people to learn from all the questions I have for you. This is more about me soaking in from your wealth of experience. It's mind blowing. I was doing some studies on your person for a bit, and this has even been for like a while, but I had to refresh studies. I found out that it was said or rumored, that I'd like for you to confirm, that sometimes it takes you just 20 or 30 minutes to master an instrument, not necessarily master, but to understand
No, not
how
master.
to play.
Not master. Any musical instrument that you put in front of me, I pretty much can figure it out in 20, 30 minutes. Well, when my young age brings to the fire. But I know, like whatever the instrument is not that great. I can use it. It's not like I can use it to go and become.
Sure. At least you can,
but I can use it to.
navigate
I can
the
use it
basics.
to, like, even as the band plays the harmonica. Sometimes I record it in the song if I'm making a beat, so I can play it by myself as well.
I think. Well,
Yeah, so
that's incredible. I need to tell you. I don't think.
okay.
Don't let it become so normal that you don't know how mind blowing it is. For we the masses.
Oh,
Trust me, it's incredible. So, but sorry to have interjected.
Mhm.
I'd like for you to regain your flow of thought. So you were telling me how. So I asked that question because you told me that Soji had taught you how to
program
program.
the beats, because
How long did it take for you to learn the programming?
That one is not hard. It's not hard. Because I know the music. The bottom line is that you know the music and you know what exactly you want to hear first. So that, which is why I'm saying that this music thing, you first have to have it in your head, like you know what you want to hear, and you can differentiate between the sounds that are playing, and then when they show you where the sounds are in the thing, you can be able to put it together. So at that point, they just showed me now that this particular keyboard now, you can program a beat on it. I say, wow, are you serious? Okay, show me where. If I want to play drums, where is the drum inside the place? They say, drums there for this place. You show me where it is. Oh wow, okay. If I want to play bass, where do I get bass from? You show me where bass there.
And
If I want to play this in, then I started programming like most of the things that even so this one, like, I still using some of them to today.
Wow. And so where was the band then that was in all of these?
Okay, so from Cars, seeing me with Solek, I made a song for Cars after he met me, and we clicked, and I made a song for him. Him now is a DJ. He went to an event where he was DJing. It was like a Nigerian DJ, Nigerian wedding or birthday or something like that. Yes. And luckily for us, JJC came to the event, and that time JJC was already big. Like they had the group Big Brothers at the time in the UK, which they had done. Their first single was popular. We Nigerians, we already knew of him, considering that we have one Nigerian guy now that is now popping. Yeah, that was popping in the UK. So luckily, as Cash noticed that JDC was inside the building where he was playing this thing, instead of him to DJ people party song, he decided to play his own song that I made for him. He now played it there. So as he played it, JDC, being the music enthusiast, like normally what we do, if we go to an event, sometimes if the music is with us, we'll go to the DJ or we'll go to the live band place and be like, what's going on? Thank you. So which was what JDC did. And I said,
another coincidence.
Exactly. So JDC heard it, liked it, and told him that, he would like to meet the guy that did the thing for him.
And here you were.
Cass told me, I didn't believe
20s.
because I didn't.
Or not, I saying early 20s. You were born 82. This was roughly 2002.
Yes.
So roughly.
Around that 20.
Give or take. So you were 20. A 20-year-old who was trying to still find a path in another man's land.
Exactly.
You hear that the rave of the moment was looking for you.
I know it wasn't. I don't say it like that. At this time, it was looking for me. So it just happened. Like I said, when he told me that he was looking for me, I didn't believe. Cass said it, that he said we should come to the studio. So place. I said, I beg Cass, I don't think ready for this your long story or whatever. So Cass actually went for that first meeting on his own.
You didn't believe Cass?
I didn't believe. I didn't go. Listen. I don't used to get excited like that. See, I don't know if it's not. I wouldn't advise people to do that. I was just there on my own. It's like they're falling on your lap. It's like things are falling in place. I don't know how God, divine intervention.
I'm happy you recognized that, because I was going to ask you how much you attributed that to some divine hand, making sure that coincidence upon coincidence made all of these things happen?
It has to be there. But as the opportunities are coming, I'm taking the ones like they say opportunity when I was prepared. That's the thing. So I shall have talent, something, and I'm using the talent, and all of you, for some reason, you shall want this talent that I have. This is, if you say it's valuable to you, I will provide it and move forward. You understand? So at this junction, he went for that meeting, and JDC was like, where's the guy that you said produce? Like, I told him, he don't believe me saying something. So, say, give me his number. He took his phone. So he called me. JJC. Yes, I got a call from him. I still did not really believe like that. But I say, he say, yo, excuse. I didn't talk all those things when they talk. He say, so I can't believe small. I can't believe small. This time I don't think we have video call. We don't have video call. So he said, that should come through, that he wanted us to work on some things. I went through to his house. I was not really feeling well that day anyways. And the discussion led to asking me to make beats on the computer. At this junction now is where I now saw where they used to use computer to make beats. Before I used to do it with my computer.
So at that point, I
was confused. I was like,
yes, doesn't way past you.
I said, which one got this one? But as usual, I will ask them the same questions. Where kick, I beg, show me where to get kick. You show me where to get kick. How do I now do it? They'll show me. Where snare? Where is drum? Where is piano? Where is bass? Where is this one? That day I made one stupid beat. The beat was not sweet. No, it was very dark.
It was first time.
Yeah, exactly. So, but obviously skills recognize the fact that if let me do that one, I still go do more or whatever. But because I'm new to the computer, so obviously. So he put me he had an academy, like some guys that they were grooming, that he told me that I should go and stay with them. There's another smaller system there that I can be learning how to use the system.
And you did?
Yes, and I went there. He said in 6 months' time, I should be able to come back to the bigger studio now and join them and be working. I was like, oh wow, okay, this is dope. I went up there. Some guys were there. They were doing things. We were all recording, and they said there's this guy in the UK called Stalogy. Stalogy was there as well at that time.
Okay.
So I felt like I was miles ahead musically than the people, like the guys that were there. I was like, people should just use the system finish and give me space. Let me figure out this thing. 2 weeks. You don't need 2 weeks. I don't throw some bedus from that.
What should have taken 6 months?
Yes. So at that junction, they promoted me back downstairs.
Back to the where you remember. When did you meet the bunch? In the midst of all of this.
So the band came and met us now, maybe 2 years later.
So the bunch hadn't already been working with JJC.
No.
So at what point did you meet the band? Who made the introduction? Where did you meet?
We met in the studio, but he came, I think it was Master Plan, that was one of the guys in JDC and 419 Squad, that for some reason he came from Nigeria wanting to meet JDC and 419 Squad because he had heard about JDC and 419 Squad and Big Brothers too, just like all of us had heard. And so when they brought him, when he came to the studio, it was one of those times that I met him. I didn't used to be very friendly like that.
So what happened?
That time, I'd always frowned.
But he was always his usual bubbly self.
Yes. So, I'd always been very jovial.
How did this guy who wasn't so great meeting new people hook up with this guy who was a whole lot bubbly? What happened?
He made himself useful. They have to have some form of value. He made himself useful in the JDC and 419 camp. Now, it wasn't a thing where they wanted to add him to JDC and 419 as a group because it was already a group. But since, I cannot be in the group, but I can just be there. If we're going for shows and things like that, he will accompany us. He will join us on the trip and be cracking us up on the bus.
So it's always been funny.
It's very funny. It's very lively. And then he could play that harmonica thing. So if we're performing, and he learned some of the songs as well. So if we're performing, the just like as you asked me how happy I was, how happy I was being with them DJC and Afrobeats Squad. So I'm sure it was like the same thing for him. I'm with them DJC and Afrobeats Squad. I have to make myself useful. Let's go. This is as they play. You could just join, do things. So we kind of from that we kind of bonded. At the point where we bonded more, at the point where myself and JDC were going to go our separate ways, I felt like he at that point knew my strengths. He knew what I was doing in the JDC and Afrobeats Squad ecosystem. So, but then again, me leaving JDC and Afrobeats Squad at that point would look to everybody like there's no hope for this guy. Where's this guy going to? Why are you leaving JDC and Afrobeats Squad to go? It would look, that's how it would look
at
to
what point
everybody.
Did you know you had to leave?
What
was the trigger?
The trigger was, I think it was a contract thing at the time. That it was just disagreements in contracts. That almost all of us had the same problem with our contracts at the time.
Okay, sure.
We conveyed we were in one place, like it's like we did like a town hall meeting, and everybody was like, no, how can this be? No, this one. We said no, we have to go back and go and rebel. I go and tell you that this thing, no, we don't like this thing. My brother, the next day, all of us that planned that we were going to go and rebel. They did not. It was only you. It was not at that junction. It was only to bind the state. So at this point, like the man was like, why would they give me people this type of contract or this thing? So he wasn't part of JDC and Afrobeats Squad. So he didn't have like a contract.
Okay, he didn't have.
Yeah, he didn't have like a contract. So he. As we were raking, he was signing that convention. That's what we did do. So
it was empathic towards your case and your deal.
Yes. So the next day, the rest of the guys, they went back to. They continued their journey.
Well, you guys, you branched out and you followed.
Exactly. So me and him felt like, oh shit, wow.
We're alone.
Oh, no. Listen, but. I don't know if it was like at that junction. Now I felt it motivated me.
Oh hi, I'd like to take a very quick break to tell you about something that has been a major game changer for not just myself, but for several other business owners as well. You know, for a while I was actually struggling with managing finances, tracking expenditure, and curbing theft in my businesses, and all of my efforts actually proved futile until I was introduced to Budgetti. Budgetti is a financial management platform built for African businesses. And with it, you get to issue things like virtual corporate cards to your team, set spending limits, track every transaction in real time, and even get to approve requests instantly, all from your phone. Look, if you run a business, either big or small, all you have to do is check out Budgetti today at www.budgetti.com. Trust me, it will change the way you manage your business's finances. I'll do good to remind you at the end of this episode. Anyways, let's get back to the video.
Before that moment, had you ever thought that you would one day become a record label boss, or maybe even be as huge as JJC was at the time? Okay, so
I was fine being number 2.
Great. And so at this point, you are crossroads. Where you were, you said, okay, I was about to leave and all. Did you know what next at that particular point when you were leaving?
The only thing that was in my head at that particular time was, I don't know how to put it, vengeance, but or show off.
Okay, what you mean?
Yeah, the only thing that was in my head at that point was show off.
To prove that you were wrong.
Yeah, and then I was like, I'm going to use the band to do it. It's don't worry, the evil thing.
No way.
Yeah. So and I told him, I was like, you could have actually just left and continued to go and be with those guys, but you decided that you were going to be here. So
you wanted to reward his loyalty by making him a global.
So exactly what I said to him. I said I will make sure that you are the youngest living African legend at the time, because we were young, we were still young.
That.
Ask him; he will tell you word for word.
If I'm not mistaken, oh no, that's some serious mouthing.
I was really very confident with my musical capabilities at the time.
So in a world where the Shina Peters, the JJC, and all the other guys were bubbling,
Yeah.
you told a young guy who was perhaps 23 at the time or 22 that you're going to make him the greatest.
Hardballs, I mean.
4 or 5 years after that time, but half a decade later, those words actually proved to be true because he, at the time, if I'm not mistaken, circa 2007, even up to 2010, was the biggest sensation out of Africa. And it leads me to the next conversation.
Okay.
How did you move from the point where you sought vindication, quote unquote, vengeance on one other hand? How did you go with a guy who was just perhaps a year your senior or two, not whatever, and then you guys were about 21, 22, whatever the age was? How did you navigate the murky waters of the industry at that time? Did you begin to who sat who down, or how did it go? Did you say, let's start making beats? What can you sing? This percussion, is that this what's it called? The harmonica? Is that all there is to you? What else can you do? What happened? Where were you staying? I mean, now you had to leave that place. Talk me through it.
Yeah. At that point where myself and Banga decided to start doing this thing, we don't have Shingbang. We don't have money like that. At some point, we were sleeping in the car. There was one time that we were sleeping
Whose car?
The car was Smokey's sister's car. Smokey is Smokey is one of the guys in the Afrobeats squad. So
Who still maintain a relationship with you guys?
yeah, relationship we had, but we were not just in the fold. But he had this very nice sister that had some funds, and she had 2 or 3 cars, and she gave us one to be using. So that car, we were using that car to go every goddamn place, from left to right, anywhere we nights meet us, sleep inside there. Sometimes police will come and wake us up in the morning. Sorry, you're not supposed to park here. We'll get up again. We'll be driving.
We ever written for a misdemeanor?
No. We did concur now.
Just
I should write us.
You must have got some parking tickets for sure.
No, not really. We'll go park from here, car park there. And most of the times it was outside London. Like sometimes we just drive and just go to anywhere. Leicester, anywhere where the car pick us to go. We just drive to go. Then at some point we came back again to London. I have one other young lady that had like a council flat that her name is Funo Gunja. I never forget her. She knows that. She was still living with her parents, but then she had a council flat. So that council flat now, she allowed us to be staying there. So when we were in London, we used to stay there. So that's for living. Pretty much just jumping from one place to the next. And for recording, because we did that album in 2 weeks, actually. From that breakup, we did that album in 2 weeks.
I don't get it.
Yes. And all these times that I'm telling you that now. That
if I'm not mistaken, it's a Tongolo album you're talking about.
Yes, Tongolo album.
The 04, the one in 04. So the pull away happened in 04.
Yes.
So from the moment you guys left the JJC house,
yes, in 2 weeks we had
all the songs on the Tongolo album.
That was one of the guys now that was with us in the group where Solek and the Jide called band he has a studio where he used to record people. So that guy now in the studio, just like a hand like this now, he will do his normal 9 to 5 studio sessions. But then I begged him. Then in the night he will leave his key for us somewhere where we'll see it, and then me and the band will now come in the night and now record and leave in the morning.
Did he have all these songs written prior?
No, I wrote them now.
How? Like, did you? So once again, this is a case of a genius thinking this is normal. How the Tongolo album had I know. I meet
all the way.
I know how many tracks were on it?
No, it's not playing to like 7 or 8 or so.
7 or 8 tracks. So you wrote those tracks. He sang everything.
Mobolo one was Mobolo one actually was already Mobolo one all the way was done in when we were in JDC studio. Those two were done in the JDC studio. So then Tongolo, Soko, Ikauda, I did in that 2 weeks.
I can speak with you all day. From now to tomorrow.
I remember I'm still remembering some of this. Because we don't the old.
There's and honestly, these things have to be recorded for posterity's sake for some reason. I think for me it's a story of resilience, and it leads me to some very intricate details that I want to ensure that I get perfectly. Right after 04, if I'm not mistaken, 04 was Tongolo, 05 was No Long Thing or something like that.
The Tongolo album is called No Long Thing.
Okay, sorry, it was called No. Oh, can you imagine? I missed that. So it was called No Long Thing. Then I know there was Funk You Up, something like that.
That was in the Rundown EP.
Okay.
Yes.
Rundown EP.
Rundown EP. You call it album then, but it's like a smaller version. So what happened now was by the time we came back to Nigeria with that No Long Thing album and saw that Tongolo and things were.
At what point did you know that the boys who broke out from Nigeria to the UK for greener pastures now had hits that Nigerians were resonating with? At what point?
No, Nigerians were not resonating like that yet. It was because after we separated with Jazzy and Foreign Squad, there was a concept, Nigerian independence, that we had to perform. Before, normally, we would have gone with Jazzy and Foreign Squad to go and perform at that particular concert. But this particular one now, they burned our CD, for us to go and perform on our own. So I now took that CD now and went to, because the band didn't have a slot on that particular show. But I knew DJ Abbas, who at some point was managing us in Solek Crew. So I had to go and meet him to say, yo, we will have performed with Jazzy and Foreign Squad, but Jazzy and Foreign Squad has bounced us now. But I have some songs that I would like to perform. He said, okay, he will give me a slot to perform. I said, no, it's not me. Let me give this guy. His name is The Band. He will perform. He said, okay, let him do one song. But as The Band went there, he did that one song. From that one song, he had that song, Don't Ask Me. Yes, that was called, with Queen, but that we recorded in the JDC and Foreign Squad era. So as he performed that first song like this, the way the crowd reacted and things like this was just mind blowing. God just opened the door that day, Sha. So at that junction now, I looked at the Abbas. The Abbas said, say she carry on. Then so he had to now do 2 more songs.
One day in my mom's living room, I had lost my dad about 2 years prior, and then on TV I began to hear. That was Why Me.
Oh, that was Why Me.
That's when I knew that this guy had moved and shift gears. Now, at what point did this partnership now grow into a collaboration that birthed Mohit Records?
Oh, the moment we recorded the album complete, now we obviously I just felt like myself, but no, immediately he performed at that show there. The publication in Nigeria took us Punch, because they wrote about the Nigerian Independence show concert that happened in London, and surprisingly, he was the person that was in the front cover, standing like this. You understand? So his mom was driving on the road and saw the son that jacked back to London on the newspaper. They said, what's going on here? Because he ran away that time. So the mom now called to say that, what's going on? This one. So I told you that this music thing, I really want to do it, blah, blah. This was say, we're out here. Say, I'm with them. DonJazzt used to work with them. DJC and Foreign Squad, I used to work with Big Brother. So this one, the mom was like, if you see that it's the music that you want to do and there's a way and listen, people should come to Nigeria. I felt like that was a great idea, because we noticed that anytime they used to bring artists to come to London to perform, they were giving them that paparazzi treatment as opposed to we that were
yes,
with the
yes,
exactly hair. So I was like, let's go home and go and become superstars. So that when we come back to this London, they will give us this. So and that's what motivated us to come back. But now we needed to put out the album. As we needed to put out the album, we needed the record label to put it out on.
And so you came on a 50-50 basis?
Yes. So we now decided that we were going to.
I want to pull a couple of details out of this, because I'm supposed to move right from here, because one of the things that for me stands you out has been longevity. And sometimes when we say longevity, it's just about people being relevant, yes. But beyond relevance, you've been at the top, right, for so long. Now, Moit Records started off as a partnership, and we're grateful for that. It birthed so many songs and many more things and all. How did the name and the persona that was strategically crafted for the media, DonJazzt? Knowing I knew DonJazzt to be the guy that never talks, but the guy who was always just nodding somewhere, always just doing this one somewhere. So, how did that come about?
DonJazzt has been my name from school, from secondary school.
No way.
Yeah.
How did that come from? Was it from your surname?
No. It's long. It's long. Before I used to say that. People that are cool, that have like a jazzy attitude, and so so I was like the coolest among the cool people. Then they started calling me DonJazzt. They're like, people they used to enter trouble. Like we used to enter trouble at the point where we started entering, when I joined back gang and whatever. But then when they want to call names of people in assembly, for some reason, I was never part of them. So they used to say, they started doing jazz. They started calling me DonJazzt. So they thought I was doing jazz at some point. So yeah, it was the name that they used to call me.
Okay, so a couple of years down the line, up until I think about 2012, yourself and the band were successful together. You guys blessed our hearts, blessed our ears, blessed our sights. We were seeing music videos and so many exploits. But at some point, that honeymoon came to an end. And so one day we see a public announcement, I think it was on Twitter, that due to some maybe irreconcilable contractual differences, Moit had to go off. I'm not going to ask you to dabble into whatever the differences might have been, but I wanted to know exactly what the state of your mind was. Had you checked out, for example, prior to that public announcement? The reason I'm saying this is because I think, if I'm not mistaken, about 2 months after, you go on to launch what would then grow on to become another dynasty. What happened? What was in your mind in 2012? I want to know how you think.
At that point, I was like, the actual word to use was fuck it, to be honest. At that point, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to go to London or Australia or somewhere and just go and stay. And maybe after 1 year, I'll come back to Nigeria and start a production company, not a record label. Because for record label, you need funds and things like that. But then I know that I was good at producing.
But records. You had built a record label, quote unquote, already then, without so much.
Yes.
Funds. So
yeah, but we had grown. That's what I'm saying now. The record, the Nigerian music industry is growing every day. The amount of money that you need to start when we started is different from the amount of money that you have needed to start in 2012. And then in that 2012, it was already expensive. And then I had responsibilities, which were my other artists, them Dr. C, Wande Cole, the Prince, and the rest of them. So at this junction, I'm like, I don't really want to do this now. Let me just first go and process what just happened now first. Go away. When I come back, I'm just going to be doing production work, and I'll be fine. Go and shoot your video how you want to shoot your video. Go and do how you want to do your video. Give me my credits, give me my money, I'll be alright. But my very good friend Dr. Seed and Wande Cole, they refused to let me go.
You had met Wande Cole. I mean, obviously, Wande Cole was already with you guys in Mohit. You had done hit songs and everything. And so, having seen the splits and the exits from Mohit, now Mohit was more or less dissolved, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, we split, but I still own the company.
You still own. Okay, now yourself and a couple of people who had left.
So the other 50%, myself and the rest of the artists,
Yes.
were still in the Moist Records per se,
Okay.
while the band left to start up something.
Yes.
But then, when I finally convinced myself, I got convinced, and I convinced myself as well to still continue with a record label. At that point, that's when I decided to start with a new company.
In 2 months, you made that decision. Now, how did you assemble your new Avengers? Now, this is DonJazzt Part 2. And in fact,
it was pretty much the same people that were in the Mohits now. Then we just added Tiwa.
How did you find Tiwa? What was she in the
He said, how did you find Tiwa? We were already friends now.
And then you already knew this lady was talented, had great background, working in the US.
We were already friends. Tiwa was already in Nigeria. We had done Without My Heart as Mohits. Yes, we had done Without My Heart. Myself and Tiwa, she had always wanted to be even in more hits at the time. But more hits was huge then. I didn't want to just get a first lady because it was all boys. I didn't want to get a first lady. You know, that period, the Rough Rider, the people for Yankee, they always used to do that first lady of the record label and things. So I didn't want it to just go like that. So I wanted to do like a talent hunt or like a TV show, a reality TV show to get a first lady.
Yeah.
Then, so Tiwa was like, that she wanted to be first lady in the Mohi state. I said, I want to use it and do competition. I will collect money from sponsors there and do competition. So I can't get you inside this Mohis like that. He said, I will join the competition. I said, if you join the competition, I will not do a Joro. If you don't win, if they don't like you in the show, if you don't win, you don't win. He said, I know myself, I'm good. This one, or whatever. But we didn't get to do that. I didn't do the talent hunt.
Yeah.
And she was already popping up with the singles that she had done already. So when it was time for this Mohis thing at the period, obviously she as well was devastated hearing the news like every other Nigerian that cared.
She didn't really know prior
that we were going to split.
Yes.
No, it is random. It just happens.
Just happens.
So I was like, okay, so now that I decided that we're going to start something new, instead of keeping it same old boring, we might as well just get Tiwa on now.
So you made that decision.
Yeah.
And birthing Mavin Records, a whole lot of things began to happen. Now, for me, one of the proofs that one is, in my opinion, truly successful is that it can replicate the success in some other not so favorable circumstances, which was one where you found yourself. And so you had to start with Mavin. Not too long after, you began to give us record after record. I was doing my IT at Nigeria Insurance in 2014 during the holidays, entering to my final year back at university, and I was hearing Doro fine. It got to a point, the thing was etched in my subconscious. So I want to ask a question. Having learned some lessons
Of course.
from the Mohits issues, the debacle, many of the issues that you had that caused the split, what did you have to change in your style of leadership or administratively to ensure that there will be no repeat in Mavin Records? Apart from the fact that, it's now fully your stuff and you were trying to bet stuff. But what other things did you have to do, leadership-wise?
Okay. So, first things first, man proposes, God disposes. You can put all the checks and balances in place at the same time. If God saying everything will happen, be that. So I say that to say that now in Mavin, we had to make sure, like at this point now, it was more structured in the sense that from the get-go, there are better contracts put in place.
You became more of a CEO now.
Yeah, that's it. So there are contracts put in place, and then we were now taking it more like a business. Before, to be honest, we were not really taking it like a business. Almost all of us in the record industry at the time we were cruising. we were pretty much just making music, collecting money from shows, and that's how it was back then. Even in Mo Hits, it wasn't properly structured. So at this time, we decided to do that, make sure that everything was in writing, in paper from the beginning, and then just more organized. My lawyers, them, they used to they used to say that my contracts they're daft in the sense that it's I like to work with people that want to work with me. So my contract literally before used to say that if you wake up in the morning and you feel like you want to leave,
No way.
Yeah. My contract used to have that. My lawyers would be like, huh? How do you do that? But I just felt like I want to be in a place where the people that are here want to be here, and they believe in what I have to offer or what I bring to the table. I say the table. Yeah. So they believe in what I bring to the table, and vice versa. I believe in what you bring to the table as well. That's why we're doing this. But if at some point you now believe that the thing that I bring to the table is not that important, my brother, my sister, to be honest.
If I were to chime in at this moment, Don, if you, from all that you said, you're saying that one of the main differences, right, between how you were back at Mohit and what Mavin has turned into, was that you added some sense of business acumen and structure to the creativity that had always been there.
Okay, that's one part of it. At this junction now, you also have to put your ears to the ground, be willing to be led even as a leader. I normally used to say that a lot of people say that, producing all these plenty things, doing more hits and things, it's like my most genius thing. No, I don't think that's my most genius thing.
Tell me.
My most genius thing ever is actually the people that are around me, to be honest. Most especially somebody like Tega. You see, from Tega, you have to be humble enough to actually see that
someone else.
Yes, exactly. In that place, in the things that you lack, he has it, and don't be ashamed about it. To let him know that, okay, I see this thing, because he didn't always have it at some point, but he
saw the potential.
Yes.
And you were secure enough.
He was the rate at which he was growing. We already knew where he was heading to from then.
He joined you at how old was he when he joined you?
I don't know. I didn't deal with this age. I don't know how.
He was like young.
Yeah, he's young. He's younger.
By the way, he's one of the people I admire the most who works close to you.
He's a crazy human being. Yes. So from there, we had to just make sure that we put the right people in place. It's like almost everybody in Mavin, they fit. Hey, it's like it's. I understand what I want Mavin to be, and Tega now understands this from talking to me. He understands that this is the type of company we want to build, blah, 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 and things like that, and the type of people that we need to actually get this work done. So from there, he made sure that we got the right HR that understands that. Then from that HR, so now, which is, you see Jennifer now. Jennifer understands the type of people that we are and the type of people that we need to get the job done, and will not be clashing inside the system.
I think it speaks to your eye for identifying the right talent, and you built a great organizational culture.
Yes, something like that.
Would you say that spotting the right talent has been one of the main ingredients, if not the most important, to ensuring that even with Mavin Records, which started out with a particular generation of talent, which in my opinion are some of the best the country has ever seen, you've had like 3 different installments of Mavin, talent-wise. You moved from there, then you had Ricardo Banks, and then after that now you have the Remas, the Crayons, the Bayanis, and the likes. And
more to come.
And the more to come speaks to the
tireless work done behind the scenes with the Mavin Academy. Talk me through how that genius idea came about, because you activate many of these guys. I remember when you activated Aya, I will never forget, who, by the way, is, in my own words, right, perhaps top 3 most sought after female talents out of Afrobeats. And for me, I think her journey felt a bit personal, because you took us through the process, quote and unquote, when you activated her. I saw the post. I knew when it was activated. What happens behind the scenes? Who brought up that genius idea? How did this all come about? Don, talk me through it, because this is, I'm getting to this point. That's what I want to pick from.
I don't know about whether it's a genius idea or not. It just felt like the industry needed it. You understand? For somebody like Ira, there was the space for a teenage Afrobeat superstar from Nigeria that we want to make sure becomes global. So it was very intentional. And immediately I saw her, I was like, this is it.
How do you scout?
Oh, she posted on Instagram and I saw it. For her, actually, I reached out to one of these young Gen Z ladies that I follow on the internet, that everybody said I like to follow people. But anyway, I reached out to one of them. I said, hello, I might not be able to come to like people's schools and things like that to find some of the talents that people have. In your school or in your circle of friends, you don't have people that can sing, that, all your friends know that the person can sing and this one, this one, this one. He said, hey, in my school, we have some people, this one, this one, this one. She sent a couple of Instagram pages of some people that, oh, look at them. And listen, I looked at them. I said, okay, fine. They're not bad. I'll keep watching them to see how they even move on the social media space. And luckily for me, one of those days, she now saw a video where Ira was freestyling and sent it to me. I didn't respond to her before I went to go and approach. Because as I saw that video, the context, what she was talking about in the video was, why did you make me to do this? Why did you give me the drug that I took? I was like, this girl looks young. Yeah, I was like, we don't have any Afrobeat song that talks about this Gen Z, what do they call it, experience or whatever. So I went to her and I entered her DM. I said, hello, how are you? Whatever. She don't answer me first. I saw her brother. I saw a post that she posted with her brother as well. I sent a message as well to her brother. And after a couple of hours, she responded and we took it from there.
This story about Aya is, in my opinion, a perfect balance of opportunity meeting preparedness. And you've hammered, I was privileged to have you share one of my videos. I think you shared my content like twice.
Yes.
Very honored by the way. Thank you. Imagine one of Africa's most followed people sharing your content to reach a whole lot of them. So thank you so much for that once again. But the content you shared, the very first one, was one where I was talking about how dominoes, right? And pretty much every local government, this, that. And then you were like, you shared it and said, every artist, you should be Domino's Pizza, right? And I was like, okay, that's interesting. It typifies who you are as a person. And I want to ask, because how do you find the balance between leading quietly and still being present in a very loud industry? It's very interesting because it's almost as though, look, the trajectory has changed. There's been a major paradigm shift. Back in the day when you want to push stuff, you go through your record label and you can be quiet behind the scenes while someone is doing the work for you. But now, there's now an but a strong emphasis on personal brand.
Yes.
And so people need to keep showing up. How were you able to adjust? Because in my opinion, one of the main things responsible for your sustained dominance, I'll put it that way, has been your ability to adjust. You were the quiet DonJazzy, the guy who was mysterious and an enigma behind the scenes. How did you now become the DonJazzy who dances? The DonJazzy who posts on social media, the DonJazzy who regrants people's stuff? Talk me through it.
Yeah, I had to adapt. First off, my being on social media first was actually because of Twitter. If they started from Instagram, I probably would not have been on social media, to be honest. because I'm shy.
With Twitter, you can hide behind the keyboard.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. So normally in front of cameras, I'm very shy. So immediately I saw there was a way for me to actually communicate my thoughts, and then also be able to have one-on-one conversations with people that you are making music for. Like just that feedback loop. For some reason, me and some people don't really like it, but I actually liked it on Twitter. I was like, yo, there's no way I wouldn't have been able to communicate this thing if you leave me to go and talk about it anyway. So I might as well just be typing away. So it was Twitter first. And then I saw that, we can tell them we're releasing a song here. We're releasing a song as opposed to we're going to radio, or we need to go and put billboards and this one.
And the media has been decentralized.
Yeah, so I was like, it's a no-brainer. I was telling people that if you are coming from the era where we used to carry poster and put Eba and gum to go and gum on the bridge, under bridge and the street wall and things to say that album out on Friday, and you now see where you can hold your phone and type it to say that the album out, and the somebody in London will see it. They don't need to drive past the under bridge to see that. Like come on.
So taking a cue from this, you're the king of virality. You've been able to build. I have to say, I'll tell you why. I don't think virality is just about the guys who are front-facing, but also the people who are powering the engine that ensures that they remain in the faces of people. And you have been one of the leading people steering the ship of virality, particularly with your artists. You have more, or you have had, and you still have more success. I'm not too much into that music space as much.
Yeah, I get it.
However, from where I stand, you currently have 2 of the top 10 most in-demand artists out of Africa. That's not guesswork. That's not luck. There has to be a science about it. Tell me, Don, what makes a song or an artist go viral?
It's multiple factors. It's not just one thing. You can have a great song, and if it's not marketed properly, it won't work. At the same time, you can spend a lot of money or do a lot of marketing on a song that if people don't really like it, they don't really like it anyways. It's not easy to. Nobody has somebody has the formula to have a big hit song. You can have songs.
It's never really a given.
It's never a given.
There are things you can do behind the scenes to at least improve your chances of. I'm not by viral. Maybe that kind of seems like something that you just blow and calm down. Okay, let me put it this way. What does it take for an artist to build the right systems that ensure they thrive, not just to be a one-hit wonder, but build a persona? You guys plucked. I have to use the word pluck. Okay, obviously, not against that will, but you guys handpicked a young Aya star at probably the age of 18, if I'm not mistaken, and you've turned that into a global superstar. I know you won't take credit for that because you're being typically humble, but look, if success has been proven to be very replicable, we have to ask the person, what do you do?
It's not just me. We'll do like you see. That's like I said, there's plenty things and plenty boxes to tick. We'll tick all the ones that we can tick that collectively, all of us individually. You bring money.
How much? How much?
You bring money. You bring the staff, the people that are going to the marketing team, the research team, the PR team. There's different people that is going to work on the era itself. But then the artists themselves also. It contributes. Like you have to, if you want it more than the artist, it doesn't. It doesn't really work. But if the artist knows what they want, they put body. How am I going to explain this thing now? They put body. You have to. It's not enough to just have a vision. I want to be. I want to be this. You have to. There's some people that they have the vision first, but they've gone ahead to go and research what it will take. Okay, if you say I want to be like Michael Jackson, that's your dream, your vision. When you have to go and take pains to go and research why was Michael Jackson? What did Michael Jackson do to get to become Michael Jackson? Until
so you demand you demand determination from your team.
Yes.
Sorry, from the artist.
From the artist, they have to know already what it takes to get that dream that they want to get first in the first place. Because you can't just throw it.
You can't want it more.
I can't want it more than you at all.
I have just less than 4 minutes, and I want to ask you 2 questions, right? And I would actually not mind if you just give me maybe a sentence or 2 sentences to respond. If you were to give me a range, how much does it cost to activate and launch a new Mavin talent?
At the moment, about minimum $100,000, or then to $100,000 to $300,000 in that bracket.
So you mean it costs an average of 150 million
for at least that your first project.
500 million for the first project.
Okay, Naira.
Wow. I'm talking Naira. Yes, I'm talking Naira.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so Don, thank you very much for that transparency. My penultimate question. I want to put it this way, and perhaps maybe much later we'll ask you in camera. Do you have an idea how successful you have become?
They tell me.
What keeps you grounded?
Different things. My background, my upbringing, I wasn't always like this. The God that gave it, you can go. I see people that have been there and they don't have it today. So all that and more, it keeps me grounded. It's not. I'm also very, very. I'm very hungry for more. That doesn't have anything to do with money. Like, it actually gives me joy just seeing that, this artist was unknown and tomorrow the artist is known. This artist was unknown and tomorrow the artist is known.
So your joy stems not just from
it's not
the monetary gains.
People in our tax bracket, it's not really.
Yes.
It's not really money that.
Hey God, I beg. People within our tax bracket. That our
it gets
let them not think it's me and you.
It gets to a point that it's not really the money that
absolutely
that drives
you. Thank you very much. I want to ask you a final question, and this question it's going to be a 2-in-1 question, and I'd like if you should just respond any way you can. The first is, if you were in music, what would you have been doing? And that's on one hand. And secondly, in chasing success to becoming this musical tycoon, I'll put it that way, what part of yourself did you almost lose?
Almost lose?
Yes.
What would I have done first?
Yeah.
What would I have done apart from music? You would have been in the music industry still, maybe manage. It's still the same thing. Or now I'll probably be an influencer.
Banker.
No.
You want to be,
no.
Be a footballer. You're a Man U fan, by
now I like forex trading and.
Oh yeah, I saw the Bitcoin, crypto. I saw it when you were praying for Bitcoin.
Yeah, so it's just that me wanting to know that what's next.
I think you're very inquisitive.
Yes.
Okay, so what part of yourself did you almost lose? By what part of yourself? I mean.
I don't know. I never thought that I would be 40-something and not be married when I was growing up. So I would say maybe I already lost that one.
There's a popular saying, Don, that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now.
No, but don't mind me. I'm not even.
Still not interested to this very moment.
It's not like I'm not interested. Like it's like I said, that nothing's going to bother me like that. So it's not really. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, I'm really totally fine.
All right, Don, we're definitely going to have another. I don't know what season it will be, but it's such a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. I need to actually say this to every person listening. One of the most astounding things about you is your humility. I know
right, you might think is normal, but it really isn't. The way you've been so sold on coming here and being so amazing and an awesome person. Thank you so much for being here. And honestly, I'm such a fan and ridiculously starstruck. And I really do.
I am a fan as well.
I read
the gems that you drop are actually amazing. So
oh my god,
nice one.
I'm gonna cry. Thank you so much, Don.
Uh,
That brings us to the very end of another exciting episode of the Echo Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. This is actually a gentle reminder for you to click the subscribe button, and do not forget to like this video to ensure that we can reach a whole lot more people scattered around the world who this podcast will be an amazing inspiration to. It's also a very good time to say a very big thank you to all our partners, particularly our media partners, EcoBank Business, and also Propeller Media, for ensuring that this came to life. And to every other person, the crew, and every other person working behind the scenes to make this a success, thank you. Till the next one.